Dudes, it's California here. And guess what? On Tuesday, we were shaking and quaking at about 11:42 in the morning or p.m. Pacific time. The United States Geological Survey team recorded an earthquake about 8 miles east of Seven Trees, California. They believe it was a 5.1 magnitude earthquake. That's not huge, but that's not no little earthquake. It rattled northern California. It was centered east of San Jose, but shook much of northern California in the Bay Area. Basically, like shaking the top of my head. The United States Geological Survey team recorded the earthquake, as I said, about 8 miles. 11:30 a.m. 8 miles east of Seven Trees. I don't know. My head's still shaking. I don't know a.m. from p.m. California experienced we experience 2 or 3 earthquakes each year that can cause sizable damage and register a magnitude of 5.5 or higher. So it's 5.1 isn't that big a deal, dudes, but it still was a little scary. Initial indications were that Calaveras Fault, which is part of that nasty San Andreas Fault, dudes, triggered the shaking. The earthquake was only centered about 4 miles underneath the surface, which is considered to be shallow and likely contributed to how and why millions of people felt the shaking. The early warning system detected the earthquake. Dudes, did you see that? I got covered with all kinds of clouds really fast. The warning system was unveiled within the past couple of years. I think it's called Shake App. There's a 1 in 100 chance of an aftershock greater than the magnitude 5 in the next day or so. So it's now Thursday and we haven't had one, so we're pretty much out of the clear now. There could be 10 to 15 aftershocks of magnitude 3 or greater in the next week. So we got a couple of days left where, dudes, it could be shaking just a little bit. So be careful, everybody. Several California residents said the shake alert system gave them about 5 to 10 seconds of warning ahead of Tuesday's event. 5 to 10 seconds, that doesn't say much. But at least it's something. It was the largest event in the Bay Area since 2014 Napa quake, which was magnitude of 6.0, which is 10 times greater than a 5.0. Many across the area felt the earthquake and are going through the earthquake procedures. Light to moderate shaking was recorded from north the Bay Area southward to outside of Bakersfield. The California Governor's Office of Emergency Services said they're actively coordinating with local authorities to evaluate any damage and provide any assistance. Several buildings were evacuated as a precaution throughout the Bay Area. Many residents through the quake thought the quake was the big one and immediately brought back memories of 1989 World Series earthquake that was a magnitude of 6.9. Dudes, I remember that one. That was crazy. You had overpasses crashing on top of cars. It was scary. And it caused billions of dollars of damage. And I believe back then it was during the World Series. And it was, I think, the first World Series in which 2 California teams were in. Maybe that's why the big one hit. Dudes, just kidding. All right. So just want to let everybody know California's fine. We haven't fallen off into the ocean. And it was just a little bit of an earthquake. So thanks for watching, dudes. And don't forget to tell your friends and family to subscribe to Minnesota Oregon. Later, dudes.